Hello guys, it's Stephen here, back with another video. I was hoping to do this video today with loads of good news, but Spurs just about messed it up against Liverpool. What was Lloris doing there in that last minute? Handed another victory by another goalkeeping error. We're going to have to do it on our own today, basically. But anyway, before I go into this 5 Things Learned video, I want to say thank you to OneFootball for supporting this channel. Download the link in the description below to get the best app, in my opinion, on the market. It's free, it keeps me up to date. And I didn't watch the Liverpool game today because I tried to watch it via the app because it was a lot less nerve-wracking. So go download it in the link in the description below because it's really, really good, I promise you. And also a little bit of housekeeping as ever. I want to say thank you to my newest patrons, Ben Horton and Justin Kopak. Ben and Justin, you're absolute heroes. Thanks for getting involved. If you want to get involved and get a shout out to patreon.com/Esteemed Company. If you don't, just keep watching these videos, as I say always, and all support and likes, comments, all that kind of stuff. And make sure you subscribe as well. All that is absolutely appreciated. But today, we're going to talk about yesterday's 2-0 victory over Fulham and some kind of more closer things that we learned from that game. Because even though it wasn't a classic, there was still plenty of takeaways from that game and loads of talking points of note. I'm going to start with Mr. Bernardo Silva. Firstly, how good is Bernardo Silva? Now, I sound like a stuck record here. We all know that Bernardo Silva is absolutely excellent. But what I want to say about Bernardo Silva is it's not only how brilliant he is, it's just the consistency and how he seems to be Mr. Dependable and how he's growing in influence and stature in the squad every single week. I can tell, well, I think we all know Guardiola loves him, but you can tell why he loves him given how hard he works, given how skillful he is, and given how adaptable he is into any position you put in him. He'll be absolutely fantastic. You probably play him as a false nine, he'd be great there as well. You can play in the right wing, you play through the middle, and I think it's getting more and more obvious that in time, he is definitely going to be the David Silva replacement. David Silva's form has dropped off a cliff hugely, and I'm worrying that we're seeing the end days here in general. He's obviously on his way down that really high cliff that he made of his career. Bernardo Silva seems to be getting better and better and better, and now he's keeping the likes of Mahrez and Sane out of the team. Two actual wingers can't get in there because Bernardo Silva is better. Now, a lot of people were saying Bernardo should be playing through the middle and bring Sane into the team. Yeah, maybe that's the case. I don't know, but all I know is that Bernardo is literally undroppable at the moment because his form, his work rate, and the ability to score that goal, that first goal, a moment of magic, and it's the kind of goal that sets you off on the right foot and essentially wraps up the victory very early on for you because you set the tone of the game. And Bernardo is Mr. Reliable for us, and for me, if it wasn't for maybe Van Dijk and Sterling's great seasons, Bernardo Silva would have a very strong chance of being Player of the Year. He probably has a very good chance of being our Player of the Year as Manchester City fans. But then again, that could be Aguero too. We're very blessed at the moment. Bernardo, fantastic. The second point is we're on our own. I touched it at the start of the video, but we really can't rely on anyone to do us any favours. Spurs, oh, you bottle job Spurs. I know they're not in great form at the moment, but Sissoko with that chance. I did watch a bit of the game, like I watched it from behind the sofa kind of thing because I was dreading it, absolutely dreading it. And then at the end, Lloris, what was Lloris doing? Absolutely faffing about. My mic's not central there. 1 second, let's move that. And still, he found a way to give them the goal. That's pure Spurs. It's pure Lloris. And it's happened quite a few times now. You think of the likes of Pickford as well, doing it. A few other keepers. I've forgotten Rico and the old Crystal Palace keeper. I've forgotten his name already. But essentially, it happens often. Liverpool are a very good team, but they definitely are riding quite a lot of luck at the moment. And I'm still pretty convinced that we are a better team. And hopefully, I do think we'll win the league. But all you can take from this essentially is that we're going to have to do this ourselves. We cannot rely on any favours whatsoever. And given they seem to have a deal with the devil at the moment and get some incredible luck, it looks like they're going to keep on winning as well. I mean, there are potential slip-ups across the board for Liverpool. But in general, we're going to have to do this. We're going to have to win every single game. I really believe that may have to be the case, which is a massive ask. But the only way we can maybe get through this is we go in with that approach. I'm not saying we wouldn't do that in the first place, but it just seems a very realistic conclusion at the moment, given how freaking fast these games are coming, given how much luck Liverpool seem to have. They earn a bit of luck. I agree with that point in terms of they made the chance last minute and so on. But sometimes you got to think going, like, how does that happen? Fair play to Liverpool for keeping on in there, but we can't expect any favours from anyone else in the rest of the league. I mean, to be fair to us, we are actually keeping going. That's like our 11th win the league in a row. We're on fire at the moment and we keep going there. So we just got to keep that level of focus and we should be okay. Thirdly, that squad strength, it's really, really good, isn't it? We are so primed now for a long run towards this quadruple, this mythical quadruple. Can it happen? I don't know. I still don't know. But what I do know is we're getting to the point now where we've got such a fresh squad. A squad that is so interchangeable. we could see plenty of variations for different games and so on. And I got a feeling Guardiola will use a lot of the squad. We're seeing people like Gundogan become key members of the squad because of the amount of injuries recently. And that's the only good for the health of this team, because we're going to need everyone absolutely fit and focused for these games. Now we've got the likes of De Bruyne back in the team. Fernandinho was on the bench. Stones hopefully back soon. Maybe we'll see Mendy once again. Who knows? But Gabriel Jesus came on, obviously. Foden couldn't even make the squad yesterday, which is a bit of a shame. But it just shows how strong this squad is. We'll never be in a better position to do this quadruple. I honestly believe that to be true, because the run-ins are relatively favourable in the cup competitions. They're as favourable as they can get anyway. So we've got to really just use this insane squad depth now. I'm hoping we won't see Fernandinho in every single game, because we've got to make sure he's ready for the bigger games. I don't want to see him used against the smaller Premier League games, because he's just too important to be wasted in those ones, in my personal opinion. And likewise, I would like to see Aguero every now and then rested, because Gabriel Jesus is a very good player, and Aguero, I'm so scared of him getting a knock. Which does lead me onto the next point. It is about Sergio Aguero. He is a master, an absolute master. He's currently top scorer in the Premier League with 19 goals. He matched Henry's tally at Arsenal with 46 games less played. I think he's joint 7th now in the goal scoring charts of all time in the Premier League. And once again, he scored a goal that only Sergio Aguero could score. That kind of tight right angle finish from an impossible angle. It's just so Sergio, the way he burst past the defender. It's just genuinely a master of his arts. He's so good, and we're so lucky to have him. At the moment, he's going to be absolutely critical to City's chances. I feel like if Aguero scores, he's on about 29 goals now. If he scores another 10, it means we've done very well. I think, honestly, it means we've played well. He scored loads of goals. So, essentially, Aguero's tally at the end of the season was close to 40. We've won a few trophies there. So, fingers crossed that actually does happen. Because Aguero is the kind of guy I don't think we can live without, really. I think Gabriel Jesus won't let us down, but I don't think he has that clinical nature. And when it comes to a big game, the big moment, one-on-one in the 90th minute in a cup final, something like that, Aguero is the kind of guy who will score, and he won't let you down, because he's that kind of big game player. I'm going to need those big game players towards the business end of the season. We're getting there now already. The fourth point for me is I want to talk about how we have to be cautious. I said yesterday on my match reaction video, I thought the first 20 minutes was really, really good. Guardiola said the same. He said it's one of the best he's seen the team so far this season. But we've got to make sure that we don't coast through these games too much, because I do believe in general ruthlessness and scoring goals is a bigger kind of boost to the energy banks than grinding out a 2-0 victory in general. If we win 4-0, we're in a much better physical shape than we are 2-0. I know that sounds odd, but we are, because at this stage of the season, all you need is that adrenaline running through you, coursing through your veins to get you going. And I want to make sure we don't get into a habit of trying to grind out too many results. I want to still make sure that we play with this ruthlessness that scares teams, because a big part of Liverpool potentially not chasing us down. I know the top now currently, but we've got a game in hand, of course. A big part of that will be a fear factor, and we really need to amp up that fear factor towards Liverpool. And the best way to do that, of course, is obviously by winning games, but not just winning games, but winning games with absolute style, by really making a statement, by scoring 4, 5, 6 goals. And to be honest, at the end of the season as well, goal difference could actually make a difference towards the title. It could genuinely go down to that at the wire, because it is that close. And games like yesterday, where we did take our foot off the gas very early on, you could think, oh, I wish we'd scored 2 more goals there, because it was very easy to do. Fulham are a really poor team. I'm not saying it was the wrong thing to do. I'm just not sure how wise it was necessarily, because we did get the 3 points, fair play. But we won the risk of inviting Fulham back into it 2-1. Who knows what could happen in the last 5 minutes? It could be 2-2. And then for our own kind of like laziness or comfortability, we could have sacrificed 3 points. Coast, by all means, at 4-0. But not a 2-0, because I think you're playing with fire there. And if there's one team that's really bad at playing with fire, it's Manchester City Football Club. We have a very unique tendency to kind of trip ourselves up, and I don't like the idea of us doing that. I'm not going to say it was a poor performance, but essentially, I just think we need to be really aware of that potential downfall there. And Man City need to be more aware than most teams, because of our history, we've been shooting ourselves in the foot. Having said that, I think Guardiola will know that. He didn't seem impressed at all with the second half performance, and he made a big deal of saying how it wasn't quite right in terms of we were a little bit sloppy. You can see his frustrations while on the sidelines. There's coasting in terms of when you control the ball, pass it around, you crisp your possession, you wear them out. But we were just sloppy, to be honest. There's a lot of passes that weren't reaching the player. We're giving it very, very quickly. We weren't having large spells of possession. So essentially, it's just a quality control factor here. Make sure that we're focused. But yeah, guys, that's the 5 things that I learned. Obviously, Bernardo is fantastic. We've We've got to do it ourselves now. Aguero is phenomenal. Squad strength is really, really good, and we've got to make sure that we don't coast too much. What did you make of all those talking points? Is there anything else that I missed from this game? And how did you feel about Liverpool's game against Spurs? I don't think they were that impressive. Honestly, don't. I think there is a slip up there potentially, maybe, hopefully. Anyway, guys, just a video there. Don't forget to check out my match reaction from yesterday. I'll be back at some point this week with another video, of course. And of course, there will be a preview at the very latest on Tuesday. And obviously, we've got the midweek game as well. Anyway, thank you to all these people scrolling down the side of the screen. These are my patrons as ever, absolute heroes. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to this channel, and I will see you soon.